truly understand and replicate human intelligence? This is the question first posed by Alan Turing in the 50s and continues to challenge and inspire us in the age of AI. But today I ask, how can we use AI to not just mimic human interaction, but to genuinely enhance our collaborative efforts? My name is Dr. Valeriana Colon, and this is Get Started with Atlassian Intelligence.
Welcome to Atlassian Live Learning, where courses meets community. More than individuals in a virtual meeting, we're a thriving community of practice. Whether you're a seasoned expert or a curious newcomer, we invite you to share your thoughts and experiences as we navigate today's topic. If you have a question, ask it in the chat. If you know an answer, please share it. This approach moves newer users towards the inner circle, guided by those with more experience. Let's embrace the opportunity to harness our collective knowledge, connect, and most importantly, have fun. Because learning together is a journey of endless possibilities. For information on where to view a recording of this session or download a copy of the presentation, please see the course resources.
Imagine you're working on a complex project, juggling multiple tasks and communications. Suddenly you receive a perfectly crafted suggestion from AI that streamlines your workflow. It's almost as if the system knew exactly what you needed right when you needed it. Just as Turing envisioned machines that could think, Atlassian Intelligence aims to push the boundaries of what AI can do for our collaborative tools. Using large language models to analyze your team's interactions and constructing a custom graph to show you the types of works being done and the relationship between them, Atlassian Intelligence can provide actionable insights. These models generate responses based on your inputs and are probabilistic in nature, meaning responses are generated by predicting the most probable next word or text based on the available data. Through a collaboration with OpenAI, Atlassian Intelligence is built on internal models with information security at its core. Atlassian Intelligence keeps data processing within your system, respecting your users' permissions. Your admins have control to manage AI access across your organization. Throughout today's session, we'll be exploring the capabilities of Atlassian Intelligence, focusing on automation and generative AI. We'll delve into how these features can transform your team's efficiencies and best practices for integrating AI into your daily operations, all while building community. With 3 agenda items down, we're going to move into the demos. To get started, as you navigate the Atlassian products, look at the lightning bolt icon indicating automation and the sparkler icon for generative AI. If you don't see these icons but know they should be there, it might be because AI isn't enabled for your access level or your system. As these features continue to evolve, you can expect some changes. Gen AI navigation in Atlassian and products appears in 3 main ways. One is an icon in a static toolbar. The second is a floating icon that appears when you hover over highlighted text. And then the last one is the slash key. You can put this in at any time where AI is available and the tools will pop up. For full AI options, now this is important, you often must click on the pencil icon to enable edit mode. Next, I'll introduce 5 AI features with best practices. A demo will play on a loop while I speak. This increases your exposure before I ask you to apply your knowledge. After each feature will be a multiple choice comprehension check. Time permitting, at the end of all the demos, we'll slow down and complete our hands-on activity in real time. Now, are you ready to participate? If so, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Hey, Jimmy, are the thumbs rolling in? Whoop, I see Chris. Yay! All right. Atlassian Intelligence offers an on-demand dictionary feature to help build shared understanding of terms, project names, acronyms, abbreviations within your organization. When you come across a term you're unfamiliar with, highlight the text and click Define. In the floating toolbar, get an explanation generated from your organization's Confluence. This feature helps new employees or team members quickly get to speed without needing to ask colleagues or search through multiple documents. Imagine a new hire asking, "What's a sprint?" And instead of getting blank stares or convoluted explanation, they get a clear and concise answer instantly. Atlassian Intelligence can also perform simple calculations currently in edit mode. For instance, highlight a set of numerical data, then ask AI to calculate averages, sums, or basic operations. It saves time and ensures accuracy for those in the moment calculations. These features will soon be integrated into Rovo, available for purchase later this year. Are you ready for our first comprehension check? What feature does Atlassian Intelligence offer to help new employees quickly understand terms within the organization? Whoop, I see the answers coming through. Yay, it's working. All right, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, good answer. It is the on-demand dictionary. Next demo. So that was demo number 1. Demo number 2. Knowledge bases are expanding rapidly, making it challenging for users to keep up. Another Rovo feature, Atlassian Intelligence Search in Confluence, quickly retrieves the information you need across your knowledge base. Simply type your question into the search bar. The search tool doesn't generate a new content, but shifts through existing content to provide the best answer based on the pages available for your access level. For example, you need instructions on how to expense travel or are wondering when the date is of the next product release. Time for some best practices. Subjective questions like, "What is the meaning of life?" may not trigger a response. Keep your knowledge base up to date. Erroneous or vague data will yield a similar response. Structured data with defined attributes in a standardized format helps optimize your search performance. Review the linked sources for more details about an answer. Use the More menu, the 3 dots, to copy a response you find useful to another location. Remember to rate or report the response to help improve the feature. Atlassian Intelligence Search in Confluence is like having a seasoned colleague who knows all the answers without needing to take a break. Next up, natural language search puts the power of JQL at your fingertips. Before you use basic search for quick filtering by standard fields like status, assignee, or project, and Jira Query Language for more specific searches based on project attributes, custom fields, or relational data. But now using everyday language, AI translates your questions into JQL. This is huge, enabling you to find issues and related data efficiently. Simply ask, "Find all the issues assigned to me during June of 2024. Now, more best practices. Sort search results to make the information easier to digest, with the default often being by date. So there's multiple ways you can sort it. You see it here now. So master the use of operators like and, or not to refine your searches. Use saved queries as a filter. This is important for those repetitive searches. Share those filters across your team for consistent use on projects. If you're using advanced search and feel like a wizard casting spells with JQL, you're on the right track. Here are 2 advanced pro tips. Use save filters as the basis for gadgets in your Jira dashboard. Set up automated reports based on your filters to get regular updates via email or directly into Jira. Think of automated projects as your personal project assistant, sending you updates so you can stay informed without consistently checking in. Now, demo question number 2. All right. Primary function of Atlassian Intelligence Search in Confluence. Ooh, I see the answers rolling in. Dun, dun, dun. Give you 3 more seconds. 3. No pressure. 2. And 1. So to quickly retrieve existing information from your knowledge base. So it's not that great at answering subjective questions. Erroneous information in your knowledge base will give you erroneous responses. So make sure your data is clean. Demo number 3. In Confluence, generate summaries for any page or blog with the click of the summarize button. This is especially useful when you need a quick overview without reading throughout everything. It's like Spark Notes, but for adults who are really busy and not just trying to pass English Lit. In edit mode, options expand to help you improve the clarity and structure of your documents without preset prompts, with preset set prompts like spell and grammar check, make it shorter, change the tone, find action items, and suggest titles. Are you suffering from writer's block? It happens to me all the time. Select brainstorm to generate content ideas. This features boosts your productivity by providing a starting point for your writing tasks. Unlike general AI, like your chat GPT tools that pull in information from the internet, Atlassian Intelligence is optimized for speed and relevance by drawing solely on your internal resources, making it a powerful asset to tailor your content to your business. If there's insufficient information in your database, the brainstorm responses may be basic or even unavailable. This underscores the importance of, again, maintaining clean and comprehensive knowledge base information to yield a robust and insightful response. In Jira, use the summarize feature for a quick overview of all of those ticket comments. This is a huge time saver. This is visible only to you. Now, are you ready for some best practices? Always review the AI generated content. While AI can be a time saver, it is essential to ensure the final output meets your standards and requirements. Choose the most relevant options for your task. For instance, if you need a quick overview, use the summarize feature. If you're drafting a formal document, use the change tone and spell check features. Remember to rate the usefulness of AI-generated summaries to help refine and enhance the AI's capabilities in your organization. It's kind of like the training element. Do not hesitate to use multiple features together. For example, summarize the first page, then use spell check, and then change tone to refine the summary. Now, already we're at demo question number 3. What is the primary advantage of using the summarize feature in Confluence? First answer came rolling in. As we go on, you guys are answering faster, FYI. Good job. All right, I'm going to call it in 3, 2, 1. Sharing responses. To provide a quick overview without reading everything. It doesn't generate any new content. AI prompts are the commands you enter to get AI to perform specific tasks. Think of prompting like ordering at a restaurant. The clearer and more specific you are, the less likely you are to get a surprise dish. You wouldn't just say food to a waiter and expect to be satisfied, right? So Atlassian Intelligence has many predefined prompts like brainstorm and find action items, but there's a structured approach for custom AI prompting to get the best responses for any generative AI. Task, context, example, persona, format, and tone. It seems like a lot, but you don't always need all 6. But when you do, it makes for happy AI training. I've put this all in our course resources. Andrew will drop the link again in the chat if you need to refer back to them. But here they are. Task clearly defines the actions you want the AI to perform. Use specific and direct action verbs such as create, suggest, summarize. Context provides the necessary background information to relevant tasks. This helps the AI understand the scope and specifics of what you need. If possible, and this may not always be possible, include an example to guide the AI on what you expect the outcome to be. This can be a template, it can be a previous instance of a similar task. Persona, you can use this in two ways. It helps you specify your intended audience, or you can give the AI a persona to act like a character. This ensures alignment with the user's need. And then describe the format in which you want the output. Include specific structures like tables, lists, codes, stories, reports. This makes ticket generation in Jira much easier. Indicate the desired tone. You want to match your audience. Do you want to be formal? Do you want to be casual? Is it for educational purposes? Are you ready for demo question number 4? It's coming at you. What is one of the structured elements to include when creating a custom AI prompt in Atlassian Intelligence? So far you're batting 100. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. 100% of you answer this question correctly. It is context. So there are 6 ways, and I put this in your notes, so you don't have to worry about writing it down. It's all in your notes. You guys are going to be pro at Gen AI. Last demo, Atlassian Intelligence makes automation more accessible by guiding you through the steps of using natural language and templates available within Confluence Premium and Enterprise licenses. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility and the potential to make Jira tickets disappear into ether. So this is an admin feature. Site admins can create enable rules that function across the site level. So site admins, site level. Space admins can create and enable rules for individual spaces or projects. Automations in Atlassian products use rules that are if this, then that format. These rules consist of triggers, conditions, actions, and branches. You got to know the basic components to understand what the automation is doing in the background and to set up effective automations. Triggers are events that initiate the automation. Conditions are criteria that must be met for the automation to proceed. Actions are tasks performed when the conditions are met. And branches run actions and are related to issues, subtasks, or linked issues. Now, imagine you're on a road trip. A trigger is your navigator saying, hey, listen, the condition is the passenger checking, are we there yet? And actions are, we're here, let's unpack the car. And branches are, let's split up and set up. It's a strategy. Automation best practices. Start simple. Begin with straightforward rules that address clear needs. Complex automations can be difficult to manage. Restrict the scope of triggers to reduce unnecessary executions. Document each automation rule. And I'm not just saying that because documentation is my favorite thing, especially complex workflows. Collaborate with your team to plan and review automation. Becky would echo me on this one. Test new automations in a staging environment to avoid unintended consequences on a live project. Monitor performance and impact after deployment. And be mindful of how many times an automation runs, especially for common events like issues updates, to prevent performance issues. Like it can slow your Jira down. All right, there's one advanced pro tip. This is advanced, keep in mind. Incorporate dynamic data from trigger issues or related issues using smart values. These are specific issue fields in automated comments or emails. If you don't understand that, refer to the first best practice of start simple. We'll dive deeper into automations and testing in August, when I've invited our technical team specializing in cloud migrations to guide our breakout sessions. If you can't wait until then, check out some of our other live courses. We have amazing content creators that are leading some amazing courses. Directly after this session, Kate is leading our Teams 24 and AI recap. So Andrew dropped that link in the chat. So if anyone's interested, you can join directly after this session. And that brings us to our last demo question, number 5. Which component of Atlassian's automations rule specifies the event that initiates the automation? This by far is the hardest question of all 5 questions I've asked you. So if you get it wrong, don't feel bad. Just means we have to go and review some of these actions later. Actions is not the answer, though, by the way. All right. Ending the poll in 3, 2, 1. It is triggers. Good job, you all. You're getting it. And if you didn't get the right answer, don't worry. This is the first time you're hearing this information. That's why we have course resources, so you can go back and review. Next up, time check. Are we no more than 25 minutes past? Oh, we're 24 minutes. Okay. I don't mean to get too excited about this, but like timing was a concern with this presentation because 5 features in 1 hour is a lot. And I know it went a little fast. So this is when learning happens. We go from merely consuming information to applying it practically. If you can, I invite you to make a copy of our hands-on activity in our course resource. And you can do this by clicking the 3 dots, you see it highlighted in yellow, and then clicking copy. There are 2 to 3 dots or more icons, either one will work. All right, I'm gonna pull up and show you this live. This is when we're slowing down. This is my Confluence. This is your course page. Now we're gonna do this. I have 7 minutes to run you through the basics. There's a ton of resources on here. I really highly suggest you find your creator in your area. We speak 24 different languages. We're on all kinds of content. Let me just show you this page so you can see the amazingness that is this. Look at this map. I hope you can see it. Tons of creators to meet your every need. So on this page, I can show you, this is the summarize button in the upper right-hand corner. I can click on summarize here. Atlassian Intelligence is working, and it tells you everything that is on this page. Very quickly, succinctly, look at all of the different countries, the languages that we speak. I've also put multilingualness in here, and it is translated it all into English. A beta feature coming with Atlassian Intelligence is language translation, and I'm super excited about this for so many reasons, but I'm going to stay focused right now. Here is our worksheet. It's pulling up now. I've made a copy. Hopefully you were able to make a copy as well. So exercise question number 1, define the term Turing test and copy and paste the response into your worksheet. So I'm going to go through here, find Turing test. It's right there. You see my floating toolbar came up. I'm going to click define, and boom, it gives you a definition. Now it tells you the sources that it came from, and then you can write it down here. Next up, calculate numbers. Calculation, again, is an advanced feature right now. It's in edit mode. So you got to push the pencil, make it editable. And you can do this 2 ways. You can highlight your page and ask the question, but you could have also asked it in the search toolbar here. The reason I prefer, if you know the answer is on this page, I go to that page and I ask the question, because this is going to take some computation time, because it's going to go through all of your knowledge base to find where that answer is. I know this answer comes from this page, so I'm going to do it here. I won't do it for you because this is your hands-on activity. You should be in your Confluence doing this with me right now. Next one, search. This is probably the easiest question ever because it's going to use my favorite, my superpower, which is copy paste. So I'm copying the questions. What are some tasks that AI systems are designed to perform? Here's my search bar in the upper right-hand corner. I'm going to paste my question in there. And then I got to remember to hit Ask AI. And then it's going to generate the response for you, give you an answer. So it gave it to me in bullet points, gave me 5. And then it also gives me links to where that information is found in case I want additional or follow-up information. I can copy and paste this information, again, my superpower. And if I wanted to abbreviate something, I can put this in another doc. I can drop it in this doc. You have 2 questions under this setting. So go ahead and do both if you have time. I got 3 minutes and I want to show you how to summarize in Jira. So I'm going to move on. So summarize factor, use the summarize button on the page. I showed you that on the other document. You can change the tone. Now to change tone, you have to be in edit mode again. I think I'm still in edit mode. So I'm just going to highlight. And then change tone is right here in my floating toolbar. And so I can change it in all of these different ways. All right. And if I wanted more, I click on that little feature, the icon, and I have all of these options. Now look at all my languages in beta. It's beautiful. All right. I'm going to hit cancel there, but you're going to actually complete this task. And then automations. So there is a toolbar here on the left-hand sides that has automation, but you'll also see, I'm going to update my page. It's happening. I'm going to get the automation bolt is right here as well. Now you saw in edit mode, the static toolbar, just to confuse my system, I'm going to go back into edit mode here. If I click on the text, the right, this is an AI feature as well. So it brings up the full options. So there's multiple ways. They've given you multiple paths to the same feature. All right. So automation, I'm going to click on there. I'm not going to run through the whole automation because I have 1 minute and 25 seconds. But as soon as this loads, there will be a list of templates that you can pick from. Now you could use all the templates, any one of the templates, or you can just write it in plain language what you want the AI to do, and it will generate that. You could write it right here in this toolbar. You can write exactly what you want it to do, and it will initiate it. Now, I got 1 minute left, and I want to show you, okay, so this is Jira. Click on your Jira tickets. Ooh. And then scroll all the way down to the bottom where AI is here. You see this summarize button? I have 4 comments. I want to summarize them. And this is only visible to you. It'll summarize all of these comments. Now, if there is anything you don't understand from the summary, I do encourage you to go back and read the comments just for accuracy, especially if you're doing a very technical task. But you also have, in addition to this, if you're writing a brand new comment, you have right. The AI feature is here in Jira as well. It's across multiple products in the Atlassian ecosystem. Okay, so when you have additional time, I encourage you to get a little deeper into your hands-on activity, because that's when you're really understanding the system, is when you actually do it yourself. Next up, we have our breakout rooms. So one of the major benefits of a live course over something that's asynchronous is the opportunity to engage in smaller breakout rooms. Here you can dive deep into specific use cases, and depending on the group size, and we might have sizable groups because we had 235 people register. So your group sizes may still be a little large. And depending on the group size, you can even participate in discussions and go off mute. In our breakout rooms, you'll be able to be guided by members of my professional community. So this is about community building. It's about getting to know people. And I'll hop in room by room. I have about 2 minutes per room to hop in. Now I'm going to put up a poll here. This poll is going to help group you into your breakout rooms. And it's important for me that you choose the breakout room that aligns with the role that you have in using Atlassian Intelligence, because we're trying to get those specific use cases. While you make your selections, the executives rooms is led by my CEO, Gina Reese. She is changing the face of IT consulting. And she is joined by COO Andy Gladstone. He's an industry CEO. And depending on the internet strength and the beautiful Atlassian Appalachian Mountains, Jeffrey Mullins, who oversees the implementation and use of over 100 enterprise solutions. Now, if he can't join us today, he will be joining us in August with our development team, our migration team. Their combined expertise is sure to provide invaluable insights. In our designer room, it's led by Becky Presgaves, the TV dismantler and principal technologist. And she'll be joined by Gillian Webb and Kevin Dewey. I mean, this is my test, everyone's last names. Prepare for some creative sparks. In the program manager room, dive into the world of agile and project management with safe expert L. Not even gonna try your last name, alongside with PMs, Nicole Griffin, Michael, and get ready to enhance your skills. I'm also asking Caleb to join the PMs in this room. He managed our cloud migration recently. We just finished not too long ago. For our business users and our newcomer room, look for technical trainer Kimberly Perry, along with my favorite mass class organizer, Elizabeth Frazier, and Manon, who is an Atlassian creator, will also be joining this room. Last but not least, in the business analyst room, James is out sick. So 235 people send him some healing vibes. But don't worry, Hiram will be in there with Jimmy, and they'll guide you through the nuances of business analysts using Atlassian Intelligence. After our breakout rooms, each room will bring 2 points, either questions or comments or a combination thereof, to share during the Q&A session. It's good. Amazing. I hope everyone had some great conversations in your rooms. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that you can see beautiful faces as our room leaders come off mics to go through our QA session. Boom. All right. I see Jimmy in my upper right-hand corner. Jimmy, Hiran, your room. You got to go first. What are your 2 questions? A question, a comment. What are your 2 points?
No questions, but the comment we reviewed actually provided an example of our fake business line, which was eco recycle, with the fake product owner taking notes and everything. So we reviewed how we can use improve writings to our plain meeting notes, make it a little bit better, efficient, and advertise or the key points of those meetings. And then we reviewed an example of user stories using the AI based on the notes that we have, highlight them, create user stories, create acceptance criteria of that user stories, and then run in details about that.
Oh, awesome. Now, our program management group was the biggest. Al, what are your takeaways?
We had some good discussions about meeting summaries. Amit shared some automation that he uses where the system would take notes for you and then send the meeting notes to participants through email. And then we also talked about metrics, different types of metrics. I think one key takeaway is that there's a lot of features that are being utilized differently with different people. I wonder if there's an avenue to share, continuing to share how people are using this.
Speaking of where you can share your ideas and continue community building, because it's really hard Like this class is just 1 hour. And so you just formed these communities, these groups. So how do you keep the community going? How do you keep sharing resources? Two main ways I want to point out. One, there's Atlassian Intelligence community page. Andrew will throw that in the chat. Please do join this page, follow this page. A lot of great announcements go on that. You'll be on the leading information on when different features are coming out, and you can share ideas of like how you're using it, what works for you. Also, form your own community within your own organization. And so you may want to create some best practices when you with your specific org. I encourage you to do that as well, because everybody uses their knowledge bases a little bit differently, and Jira and their ticketing systems a little differently. So share that amongst your communities, your teams, your projects, so everybody's using it kind of the same way. It doesn't have to be exactly the same way, but similar. Gina, you're up next. And Andy, how was the executive room?
Yeah, so Andy, I'll start. Big one was just the ability to 10x productivity. So we had some really good discussions on, identifying high priority or blocked Jira tickets. I think Andy, you had shared about your 10x thing with developing Confluence pages. So I'll pass it over to you for any additional points you wanted to share as well.
Yes, sure. Thanks. I hope everyone can hear me because I'm on a ferry and there's a lot of wind. Yeah, Sajid and Sean and I have been using it extensively in Confluence to summarize pages and to improve our writing based on the tone that's necessary for those who are consuming the page. And one of the ideas that everyone that we came out with is, besides the fact that there's obviously a lot on the online community that you can find out about Atlassian Intelligence, make sure that you're that person in your organization that's evangelizing it. Because both in Jira and in Confluence, it just became a button that's there, and people don't necessarily
Can't hear you properly. Sorry.
Yeah. Andy, I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off there. You were kind of jarbly, but if you can, put those insights into the chat. We want to hear them. We want to capture them. Last but not least, I believe Becky is our final breakout room.
We did go through some of the different ways that we could use AI and how it can help you with test cases and other things. We also went over how, what strategies helped us effectively analyze like historical data. And the biggest thing that we've come to is the more information you put in, the better off and more predictable information that you'll get out of it. So having that information filled out and entered in there helps AI to predict and work with your efforts for future.
Awesome. Thank you. And Kimberly, did I get your group? The new user group? No. Kimberly Elizabeth, break it out
You
for
did
us.
not. I'm sorry. I was trying to get off mute. You did not get our group. I don't know that we have much to add. We too kind of just reiterated some of the features that you had talked about. The define being one of my favorites in particular. And then now we did have a question in there. I don't know if Andrew wants to try to repeat it. I think he put the answer in the chat that we had from one of our participants.
Andrew, can you give us a brief lowdown in less than 60 seconds because we're running out of time?
Yeah, we're good. George was just asking some clarifying questions about how Atlassian Intelligence works. So yeah, I just popped that in the chat that it is developed by OpenAI. So it's a combination of model with OpenAI and what we've created at Atlassian custom. So it's a mix of those two. There's not much more information besides that. That's the official statement that I shared in the chat. But there's a great link also in there around transparency. I know there were some other questions around data and privacy and those types of things, which is always top of mind when we're talking AI anything. So check that out, and more information will come from Atlassian soon on this.
Yeah, I put some of those links in the presentation themselves. Please go check them, read them. Privacy is going to be a huge, and guardrails is going to be a huge conversation around AI within the industry itself. So we have 3 minutes left and a couple of things to go over as we close. As our time comes to a close, let's take a mindful moment. This is one of my favorite things, so don't miss it. There's nothing mystical or magical about this time. It's just a chance for us to think about and pause about the different information we heard today, the demos we watched, the conversations we had in our breakout rooms. My screen is frozen, but in the chat feature, to me and only me, let's think about our question that we opened with today. How can we use AI to build community, to enhance what we're doing instead of detract? So if you can, in the chat, if you're ready to commit to using AI to streamline your daily tasks, throw some hearts in the chat for me if this commitment resonates with you. Next up, I know I move a little too fast. I'm trying to beat the time. If there's anyone who would say, Dr. Cologne, I could commit to new ways AI can automate my mundane tasks so I have more time to think strategically with my team, go ahead and throw some hearts in the chat for me. And last but not least, Dr. C, I'm ready to leverage AI's capability to better connect and understand my team, enhancing our synergy and productivity. If this resonates with you, throw some hearts in the chat. This helps me. It's a little bit of an assessment as well as a reflection on how to gauge some of this information for the next reiteration of this course. So I do appreciate all of your hearts. Also, who doesn't want to get a whole bunch of hearts in this chat? Thank you for sharing those with me. Now I'm going to turn it over. Andrew, do you have some details about a special badge for me?
Yes. All right. So just drop this in the chat. This is a great way to get involved with the Atlassian community and follow up after this fantastic session by Valerie. If you're looking to get involved in the community, meet some more friends, chat more about AI, we have this community kudos badge. You can earn this nice little badge on your profile. Pop over to this link and type in some questions here. So you can come back to this, share what you've learned, talk about use cases for AI, or ask questions to Valerie or to others in the community. So if there are some questions that weren't answered in the session that you would like more information on, which I know there was some in the chat, that there were some questions there, pop them in here, and other people in the community may jump in, other people at Atlassian that are knowledgeable about this. Danielle is in product marketing for specifically Atlassian Intelligence, so she may jump in, but there's lots of opportunities here to get involved in the community. Check it out, and yeah, it's good stuff.
All right, thank you. We are 1 minute past the hour. Thank you all for coming. A special thanks to all my special guests. For the leaders of the breakout rooms, you are all my favorite people. This was the launch, my first launch, my quinceañera. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time. See ya. Bye.
Thanks, Valerie.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks, Valerie.
you.
Thank you,
Good
Andrew.
job. Wonderful. Bye.
Bye.